In this video, we are going to see how to connect GST addressable detectors on the loop and how to program these detectors. So programming is nothing but how to set the address on these detectors. So first we will see what are the types of detectors we have in GST addressable fire alarm system. So basically there are three types of detectors are available. One is multi-function detector, second one is smoke detector, and third one is heat detectors. So here the part code DI9101E is multi-function detector, and DI9102E is a smoke detector, and DI9103E is a heat detector. So the base for all these three detectors is DB01. So first we will see how to terminate this detector base on the loop. So if we take the detector base, there will be a pin details will be printed on that detector base itself, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and the loop in. So the cable comes from the panel will get connected. So on pin number 1 and 3 on this particular base. So 1 is positive and 3 is negative. So loop in and out positive is pin number 1. Loop in and out negative is pin number 3. So these are the loop terminals on this particular base. This is common for all three types of detectors: multi, smoke, and heat detector. In some cases, if my detector is a above false ceiling, then I want to connect the response indicator. Then the response indicator will be connected on pin number 2 and 4. Here 2 is positive and pin number 4 is negative or ground. So now we will see how to set address on this detector. So to set the address on this detector, if you see the detector will have pin details like 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we need to do, we should have a GST programming tool. The part code is P9910B. We have to this programmer. So what need to do, so we will, it comes with a programming lead like this. So what need to do, so there is no such polarity. Take these two pins, connect between pin number 1 and pin number 3. So there is no such polarity. It should be pin number 1 and 3. Then on the programming tool, just press clear. Now the display will be 0. Now if you want to see what is the address on this particular detector, you can just press test, so that it will check and give the address on this particular detector. Now if you want to program some address onto this particular detector, just press clear. Then just whatever number, if you want to set as 5, just click 5 and then click program, so that you will get as P. P means it's got programmed. Sometimes you will get a message as E, that means error, that is there is some issue on the connectivity or some other issue. So that means the programming is not done. So if we get a message as P, means the address is properly programmed. Now if we want to reconfirm the address, again press clear and click test, so that we can confirm that whatever the address we programmed is properly set on the detector. So this is the same procedure for all multi, smoke, and heat detector. So now we will see how to program a GST addressable manual call point. So manual call point, if you see physically on the back side, it will be printed as Z1, Z2, and Z1 and Z2. So that means we can, it is nothing but loop in and loop out. So first Z1 and Z2 is the loop in, and second Z1 and Z2 is our loop out. So it will comes with a connector. We can terminate it on this. So Z1 is always we are maintaining as plus, Z2 as ground, that is in, and another Z1 and Z2 is out. So loop in and loop out will be connected like this. And to set the address on this particular manual call point, what we need to do, just connect that programming tool between any Z1 and any Z2. So these are the two pins you have to connect the programming tool. So Z1 and Z2 you need to connect the programming tool. Just switch on this programming tool. Now if you want to see the address, click test. It will show whatever the existing address So if it is not showing, that means there is a error on this connection. So what need to do, check the connection once again and then test it. It should show the correct address, whatever programmed already. If you want to clear it and if you want to set some other address, plus clear, and if I am programmed to give 6 and click program, so that we should get as P as programmed. To confirm again, clear and click test, and the address will be showing. So when we talk about GST addressable detectors or addressable system, in loop we can, that means in the first loop we can connect maximum 235 devices. That means from address 1 to 235, any address we can set on any device. So, and in loop 2, the first loop it should be with 235 devices, and second loop it will support up to 242 devices. So loop 1 235 and loop 2 242 devices will be supported by a GST 200 panel. So any address, you can set any address onto this device. So even it can be any detector, it can be any device, or it can be a module, whatever may be. So you can set the address range from 1 to 235 for first loop and 1 to 242 for loop 2. And so when you take the MCB, we will get a reset key also along with this. In case if anybody activate the MCB, that means if you press this MCB, so it will get activated. Now if you want to reset it, we have a reset key. So we need to insert that key into this and rotate in a clockwise direction so that it will get resetted. So now we will see GST addressable sounder cum strobe. So in GST there are two part codes are available. One as GST addressable sounder, the part code is I9404, and the other part code is I9403, which is sounder cum strobe. So based on the customer need, we can give only sounder or sounder cum strobe. So it will come along with the base. So how to program? The same way. All GST addressable devices connected with pin number Z1 and Z2. So we need to connect the programming tool on pin number Z1 and Z2, and as I said earlier, we can easily set the required address to this particular sounder or sounder cum strobe. So when we talk about the termination part, so if you see this base, it will have Z1, Z2 as well as D1 and D2 also available. So what need to do, how to connect? The loop in and loop out will be on Z1 and Z2 itself. So that means, so loop in plus and loop in plus and loop out plus will get connected on Z1, and loop in minus and loop out minus will get connected on Z2 on this particular base. And when we connect this, we have to take a small bit of wire and connect Z1 with D1 pin and Z2 with D2 pin to give this power to this particular sounder or sounder cum strobe. So that is mandatory. So Z1 will be shorted with a D1 and Z2 will short with a bit of wire with D2. So now we will see how to connect and configure GST addressable input module. The part code is DI9300E. So this is the input module, that latest model comes from GST. So DI9300E, and which will have Z1, Z2 as in and Z1, Z2 as out. So Z1 in is nothing but loop in and out is nothing but loop out. So we need to connect the loop cable on these terminals, and so input I and G clearly printed here. So the input module, the need of input module is to monitor the third party device and update to my panel. So like water flow switch or any third party devices, whichever give a potential free contact, NONC contact, need to be connected on this particular terminal. So I and G. So by default these two terminal will be connected with end of line resistance. It comes with the module itself. The value is 4.7 kilo ohms. So we have to, if it is from a third party panel, if for example it's a water flow detector, we'll have a potential free output common NO and NC. We need to take common and NO and get connected with these two terminals. There is no polarity on that. So normal condition, since it is common and NO, the module will get this value of resistance to be monitored in these two pins, and when this water flow detector get activate or the external device relay get activate, common NO will change into common NC, so that these two terminals will get shorted each other, so that it, based on that, the module will goes into alarm mode or fault mode, whatever way we configuring. So to program these devices, so now we see how to set the address on this particular module. So Z1 and Z2 I just connected with a small bit of wire. For your programming, it is not necessary to connect such wires and all. You can simply touch this programming tool pins on Z1 and Z2 pins on this particular module, and you can do the programming. So I just connected it like this, and now to set the address or check the address, click test. You can see what is the address onto this. If you want to clear the address, you can clear it, and if whatever number you want, just click and press program, so that you can set the program address onto this module. So now this module can be used in two mode. One is normally open monitoring, that is the default monitoring. That means the input I and G will get connected on common and NO terminal of third party device. Some cases, example, I have a fire exit door. I connected a door sensor onto that, which normally give common NC when the door is in close. Those cases, if required, I can change this module type, input monitoring type from common NO to common NC also. So that means I can change it. How I can change it? Just click 4, 5, 6, clear, function 3, you will get a dashed line here. Now if you press 1 and press program, so that this module will be programmed as, or it will monitor a common NC input. That means if the input wire which we are connecting between these two terminal will be common NC in normal condition, when it change into NO, the module will goes into alarm mode. So that is the way we can program it. By default it is common NO mode. We don't want to do anything. If I want to change it into common NC, I can easily change it by using this programming mode. If we want to change it back to the again old setting, the same way, 4, 5, sorry, clear it, 4, 5, 6, clear, function 3, you will get the line. Any other number other than 1, if you press and click program, it will again back to common NO mode.